Rabbi Zai, just to come here to witness, to see, to live what's going on over here. Rabbi Zai, let me tell you what's going on over here. I don't think you realize what's going on over here. Ani mamin be'emunah shleima. I believe with complete belief, bevias haMashiach, that Mashiach is gonna come. I believe a complete belief. Ve'afal pi sheyismameya, and even though it lingers and it takes time, almost 2,000 years of Golus, even though he's Yismameya, Achak Eloi, Ve'afal pi sheyismameya, Achak Eloi, I wait, B'chol Yom, every day sheyavoi. Rabbi Zai, you cannot wait for something which is being sent to somebody else. That's not waiting. Waiting can only wait for something which is coming to you. What makes, what creates, what gives a Yid a schus to be Zoiche to Mashiach? Just because you're alive, when Mashiach comes, it does not mean you will be there. And just because the Chafetz Chaim was nifter, and when Mashiach comes, there'll be a Tchias HaMesim, says the Ritva. What gives a person the schus after doing Torah, after doing mitzvahs? That is not enough, my friends. Every single one of you here in these four walls, sitting here tonight, got a ticket, a free ticket, that you are going to go and meet Mashiach. Because there's a condition. After Torah, after mitzvahs, there's a condition. Says the Helike Targum Yonason ben Uziel in Parshas Balak. Bilam Arosha wanted to give klolos to Klal Yisrael, only gave brachos. One of the brachos that he says is, Hein, behold, Am levadod yishkoin. Klal Yisrael is going to be a nation to themselves. Ubagoyim lo yischashav. Ubagoyim lo yischashav. And in the nations of the world, he won't be considered. What does it mean? Rabbi Zai, listen to the Targum Yonason ben Uziel. Each and every single one of you for being here tonight and doing what you're doing. Each one of you was zeiche to katis knisa, to an entrance card, to live Mashiach, to be b'yimais HaMashiach. Because Yonason ben Uziel says as follows. Yonason ben Uziel says as follows. I had to bring that paper with, but the pasuk says, Yonason says on that pasuk, Hein avlavad yishkain, Hein am, this nation, Asid lavai lemichsin alma. They are going to be Irish the entire world when Mashiach comes. Why? Why? Listen to these words. Mitul, because Binimuse Umaya the ways of the nations of the world, the cultures of the world. Loi binumuse umaya, loi, I forgot what the word he says. Loi binumuse umaya. I didn't write it down. I didn't bring that paper. What a chaval. Binumuse umaya. Oh, no, it's a different one. Binimuse umaya. In the ways, in the culture of the world. Oh, look at this. In the first bracha of Bilam, this is Moiridik Rabbi. Say every single one of you. Every single one of you. Ay. Oh, Hein am levadet yishkain. Ha'am of this nation. Bilchaydeon, only them. Asidin lemechsen alme. Are they going to be zeiche to inherit the entire world? Mitul, because the binimuse umaya lo midabrin, they don't live, they don't act, they don't go in the ways of the nations of the world. They have a different culture. A Yid who has a different culture. Rabbi Sai, what's going on now, tonight, in the world, in America, with millions or billions of people, Rabbi Sai, this is the Hefze of Nimuse Umaya. And here, Yidden are here to spend the night because Ribbono Shel Olam, we want to tell you, Ribbono Shel Olam, we're not connected to that world. You, each and every one of you, got a kartis knisa, not a get out of jail free from Monopoly, but get into heaven free. Get into heaven. Get into eternity free. Why, Rabbi Sai? Why? Oh, a Meshech Chochmah, Rabbi Sai. Just this evening, right before I came, I saw this Meshech Chochmah. This is phenomenal. Moiridik. Dalet L'Shonos Geula. 4 cases of wine. Thank you so much. 4 cases of wine. We drink Leil Pesach. Kineged. The 4 Lashonos of Geula. Voitzeisi v'itzalti v'lakachti v'ga'alti. Why do we do it on wine? Says the Helikim Meshech Chochmah in the beginning of Va'era. The 4 Lashonos of Geula, which we got out of Mitzrayim for. How do we commemorate it with wine? Because Lachein Tiknu Ala Yayin. Why on wine? Because wine symbolizes the Siba, the reason for Gulas Mitzrayim, which he says is also going to be the Siba for the Geula Asida. Wine is the one thing that Haman HaRasha told Achashverosh how terrible the Jews are. A fly, a mosquito will fall into their cup of wine. They'll take a spoon, take out the mosquito, take out the fly, and drink the wine. But you, dear king, you just touch the wine, they'll throw it out. Yain Nesach, they won't touch it. Yain, wine, is where you see the Havdalah, the differentiation from the Yid to the Goy. Says that of the Meshech Chochmah, therefore we commemorate Gulas Mitzrayim Shleishinus L'Shoinam. They didn't change their language. Leishinam Al Busham. Not that they spoke Hebrew or Mitzvah. That's not the Nakudah. It's the way they spoke. Rabbi Sai, it's the way they spoke, and I just can't stop talking about it. Rabbi Sai, I'm down for this, I'm not down for that, I'm this, I'm that. You know what I call it, guys? That's called Down syndrome! Rabbi, I'm not down to daven today! You're a Down syndrome kid! That is going to be the Siba for the Geula Hasida, says the Helike Meshech Chochmah. Why, Taka, is this the difference? I'm not sure if I said it here once before. I don't know, but I'm going to say it again. And I take the liberty to say it over here in a Beis Medrash, in front of the Aron Kodesh. A kasha, a tzarech iyun. But it's not from the Rashba, and it's not from the Ritva. It's from a goy. It's But I take the liberty to say because my Rosh Hashiva, Rav Gifter Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Livracha, did it in the Beis Medrash also. And the Tzarech Ian of Mark Twain. I said it, did I say it one time? I said it here, could be, but what's the difference? But I want to bring out the point. If the statistics are right, the Jews constitute but 1% of the human race. It suggests a nebulous dim puff of stardust lost in the blaze of the Milky Way. Properly, the Jew ought hardly to be heard of. Yet, he is as prominent on the planet as any other people. He has made a marvelous fight in this world in all the ages, and he has done it with his hands tied behind him. The Egyptian, the Babylonian, and the Persian rose, filled the planet with sound and splendor, then faded to dream stuff and passed away. The Greek and the Roman followed and made a vast noise, and they are gone. Other people have sprung up and held their torch high for a time, but it burnt out, and they sit in twilight now, or have vanished. The Jew saw them all, beat them all, and is now what he always was, exhibiting no decidence, no infirmities of age, no weakness of his parts, no slowing of his energies, no dulling of his alert and aggressive mind. Maskonas Mark Twain. All things are mortal, but the Jew. All other forces pass, but he remains. His conclusion. After his conclusion, V'tzarech li'iyun gadol, says Mark Twain. What is the secret of his immortality? What is the secret of his eternity, of his nitzchias? Of course, we know that the chilik is just one letter T. What's immortality without a T? But that's Stam Agav. Yeah. What's immortality without a T? Right? Got it? Okay. But what's the real answer, Rabbi Isai? What's the real answer, Rabbi Isai? Do we know the answer? Rabbi Isai! Rabbi Isai, you know what the answer is? Yankiv Avinu, daven to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Hatzileini nami yarachim yad Esav. Save me from my brother from Esav. How many brothers did Yankiv Avinu have? One brother. Either say me yad Achi or say me yad Esav. What's this double talk all about? Rashi has a pshat. Says the Heilige Beis Halevi. What's the nakuda? But before I tell you the Beis Halevi, let me tell you the secret of Klal Yisrael's eternity, nitzchias. It's a pasuk in the Torah. It's phenomenal. Rabbi Isai, there's a pasuk in the end of Parshas Kedoshim. In the end of Parshas Kedoshim, Ushmartem es kol chukoisai. You should watch all my chukim. That's called mishpatim, all my mishpatim. Vasisam oisam. For what? What's the tachlis? V'hiyisem li. You should become mine. Torah mitzvahs is just a hechatimtze, is just a way to become connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom. If you're connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom, who is Nitzchi, who is eternal, you are eternal. Connection to eternity, you're part of eternity. But the Torah says there's a condition. After all the Torah, after all the mitzvahs, you're giving a check. I didn't do this Aveira, I did this mitzvah, I kept this in Shulchan Aruch, and I was careful with this. Everything check. But there's still a condition. Says the Heilige Torah, V'avdil eschem min ha'amim li yosli. I will separate you from all the nations of the world to be mine. Says Rashi, a condition. Im atem muvdalim mehem. If you could separate yourself, from the nations of the world, if you could be an entity to yourself, if you're not going in their way, then Harei atem shali, then you are mine. Klal Yisrael's nitzchias, depends on our connection to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Our connection to the Rebbeinu Shalom is with Torah and mitzvahs. If it brought us to a place that we're separated from the Goy, we live a different life. Malbusham l'shainam, the way we speak, the way we dress, the way we call ourselves. Shmai, some names. Name is the essence. The way we talk. The way we dress. The culture. Rabbi Isai, Yankiv Avidu, says the Beis Halevi, was davening two bakoshes. Esav could come like he came all through the generations. How did he come all through the generations? A Khameniki, an Inquisition, a Holocaust, a Hitler, a Stalin, Rahman al-Islam, killing, plundering, pogroms. That's Esav Harasha. But there's something more dangerous. Miyad Achi, my brother Esav could act like me like a brother, and that's so dangerous. Chronological order was Esav, then came Achi. Esav came with 400 people to kill, and then he wanted to stay with Yaakov. Says the Beis Halevi L'Doyus, that's what's going to be. Hundreds, thousands of years of goes, but the end is going to be, America is going to embrace you. Just become part of us. Miyad Achi. And I once heard, my wife told me she saw in an article someone brought from his grandfather. He used to say every Pesach by night, Seder by night. I think it was Rabbi Moshe Scheineman, said from his grandfather, Rabbi Peretz Scheineman. His uncle was my 7th grade Rebbe, Rabbi Yitzchak Scheineman, his father, Rabbi Peretz Scheineman. Every Seder at night, he picked up the kais. What stood us up? This stood up for us through all the generations. They want to destroy us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu saves us. What saved us? This cup of wine, which is the Havdalah of the Yid from the Goy. Isn't that beautiful? And they say a mimer, they say over a line, they say over, when the Yid macht nicht Kiddush, if the Yid is not going to make Kiddush, the Goy is going to make Havdalah. If the Yid doesn't make Kiddush, Kiddush and Tiyu separate. If the Yid doesn't do it, the Goy will come along and make the Havdalah, and there'll be what's going on. Hashem Yirachim. But here, you guys, you neshamis, you Oyave Hashem, beloved, God's beloved. But Rabbi, so you're just not being the culture. What are you doing? How are you not being the culture? It's not normal to spend the night in Limud HaTorah. Rabbi Isai, if we would have the ability, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu would just have some kind of a taiva for something. Hashem will tell you, I want a steak. When do you run to get him a steak? If you find Hashem as a taiva, does Hashem have any taiva for anything? Tefillah shel tzaddikim. Tefillah special tzaddikim. But there's another taiva that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has. Teres Kanim says, the boy said this is not normal. HaKadosh, with the Gemara in the beginning of Teres Kanim, Parsh B'chukoisai, Im B'chukoisai Telechu. What does Rashi say? Shetiyu? Amelim B'Torah, Amel B'Torah. Says the Teres Kanim, Melamed, we learn from here. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you ready for this? HaKadosh Baruch Hu mis'aveh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a taiva. Mis'aveh lohem liYisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a taiva for Yidden. Sheyiyu amelim b'Torah. They should be amel b'Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a taiva. If you could fulfill HaKadosh Baruch Hu's taiva, can you imagine? And not Tefillah Shel Tzaddikim. Everybody, every Yid, me, simple little me. Because there's a time that I should learn Torah. That's Moradik. No tzaddikim, no chassidim, no nothing. Simple little me. Rabbi Isai, give me 3 minutes, Rabbi Isai. I want to share with you the next line in the Torah Canon, which Rabbi Isai, I saw it, and I almost fell off my chair. because I couldn't understand it. Rabbi said, I'm telling you, I was Friday afternoon, it was Erev Shabbos, I was pulling your hair about, I was going Meshuggah. How do you, for an hour and a half, I was breaking my head. How do you understand this? Listen to what Teres Kanim says, you'll see yourself. In Mamish, says the Teres Kanim, another source that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a taiva that Klal, that Yidden should be Omel B'Torah. You know what the Teres Kanim says? There's another pasuk. Umiyitain. Oh yeah, I wish, is Hashem talking. Umiyitain. V'hoyo levavam zeh. I wish that this heart that they have, umiyitain. Halavai, I wish, this Hashem talking. V'hoyo levavam zeh. This heart that they have, leyira oisi kol hayomim umiyitain halavai. I wish v'hoyo levavim zeh. They should have this fear in this heart forever. Leyira oisi, to fear me, kol hayomim, forever and ever. Melamed. From here we learn sheHakadosh Baruch Hu misaveh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a taiva that Klal Yisrael should be Omel B'Torah. Because Hashem says, I wish they would have Yirah Shamayim all their lives. I'm telling you, I was going out of my Teres Kanim, Tanoim. I was pulling my hair out of my, what is shot? Where do you start? How do you, I was sitting there, it was Erev Shabbos, what can I say? 18 years ago, what is going on? Like, where do you start? He said, more Shabbos over here. Rabbi say, like, where do you start? I want to share with this and I want to tell you the mindset. Rabbi say, I just have to share this with you because if I said any Toras Emes in my life, I think this is this one piece. When I come to Shemaim Lechem Hevesim, they give you 180 days to say, oh, I don't know what I'm going to say, but this shtickle I'm going to say, B'ezras Hashem, because I think it's Emes, Rabbi say. I think it's because I broke my head. An hour and a half, Rabbi say. T4. Okay, now. What's the pasuk talking about? What's the pasuk talking about? Anybody know? It's talking about, beautiful. Bahar Sinai, Klal Yisrael said, we don't want Hashem to talk to us anymore. He's going to talk to us. We're all going to die. Hashem says, oy, halavai, I wish Klal Yisrael should have this fear of me all of their lives. That what? This fear. What fear? That when I talk to them, they're going to die. When's the next time Hashem's going to be talking to us all? What is going on? But we're making headway. We're talking about something. Hashem says they should be scared that when I talk to them, that my words shouldn't kill them. Rabbi Isai, you ready for this? Says the Gemara in Shabbos, Daf Peches Amid Beis, and Rashi on Samach Gimel Amid Aleph explains the other half. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Isai, this is gorgeous, this is beautiful. Rabbi Isai, this is Mayradik. Says the Gemara, Lama Nimshla Torah Nagid Peches Amid Beis. Why is Torah Nimshal Ta Melech? Just like a Melech could give life and could kill. Kill the guy, give him life, he decides what to do. So too Torah has in it the power of killing and giving life. And the Gemara says, like who? The Amarava, L'mayaminin ba sama dechaya. People who are right-handed in Torah, then Torah is samachayim. It's the potion of life. It's the medicine of life. It's life. If it's mayaminin ba, l'masmilim ba, to people who are lefties in Torah, sama d'maisa. It's poison. It's going to kill you. Hey, Torah is Dvar Hashem. Dvar Hashem could kill you, could give you life. How does Dvar Hashem kill you or give you life? Explains Rashi. We're getting somewhere, aren't we? It's murdic. Slowly but surely we're getting there, right? Well, first said Dvar Hashem, Hashem's going to talk to you. All of a sudden, we found Dvar Hashem. Torah is Dvar Hashem. It could kill you, it could give you life, it could be poisonous. What does it mean, right-handed or left-handed? Says Rashi, L'mayaminim ba asukim bichol koicham. They're Amel and they're Yogea in Torah, Utrudim Loda Soida, and they're bad and they're working so hard to try to understand Torah. Ka'adam HaMeshamish B'yad Yaminai, like someone who uses his right hand, which is a strong hand, She'ikar. If you're Amel B'Torah, Torah is a Sama D'Chaya. Says Rashi on Samach Gimel Amud Aleph, L'mas Me'ilim Ba, says Rashi, L'mas Me'ilim Ba, L'masmilim ba she'ein yigein ba kol kaichan. They don't put all of their amelus into Torah. They just learn it kacha kacha. Sama de Maisa. Isn't it beautiful? V'cheinu oimer. Umihiten levavam zeh halavai. This pachad that you're scared that the Dvar Hashem is going to kill you forever and ever. You should have it. How is it? Melamed. Shakadosh Baruch Hu mis'avel lehem liyisrael she'ameinu b'Torah. Correct? Is it good? Stimmt's? It's meirdik. Good. It's gewaldig. It's meirdik. Rabbi Sai, do you hear what's going on? It's phenomenal. The Yigiyah now, Rabbi Sai, what does Yigiyah mean? Yigiyah doesn't only mean Muchyan of Shver Reb Chaim. You know what Yigiyah means? You know what Yigiyah means? Chazari means Yigiyah. You know what Yigiyah means? I'll tell you what Yigiyah means. It says Rabbi Yaina that Torah could save you from Yisurin. Why? Instead of Yisurin, says Rabbi Yaina, do Torah. Why? Ki yosim amoloi b'Torah. You put your amelis in Torah. V'tirchei boy and tidat shnosim e'enov. And you hold back sleep from yourself for an extra minute, for an extra 2 minutes. You hold yourself back from saying something when it's on the tip of your tongue. You know how difficult that is? That's one of the most difficult things. And you hold yourself back. That's Yigiyas HaTorah. That's Amelis HaTorah. That's Yisurin. That's Yisurin. The Medrash understands over this. The Yalkut says, Asher HaGever, Asher Tiasrenu Ka, U'mitayras T'lamdenu. Kapitel Tzadidal, Shir Shem of Yom Revi. Everybody has Yisurim. Ain't Adam Ba'ilim below Yisurim. Everybody has Yisurim. Chayshish B'Sheinoi. You have a toothache, you can't sleep. You have an eye hurt, so you can't sleep. Yogea B'Torah. You're sitting and learning. You can't sleep either. Ze'er v'ze'er. You're both awake and you're both suffering. Asher HaGever, how lucky you are that your Yisurim is coming from Torah. Self-inflicted Yisurim. Rabbi said, I want to just share with you what it means to get another T4, Rabbi said. But I like talking about myself because, you know, it's covered as geschmack. But it's good. The message is also good. Rabbi said, T4, yeah, I want to tell you something. You know what it means to get a kiss from the Rebbeinu Shalom? I remember it was like 10 or 15, more, 18, 19 years ago. I was in the Israeli Yeshiva K'tana Masifta it was, and it was Leil Shavuos, and I came like 12, after I finished the Seder, I walked to Yeshiva, whatever, it was 12:30, and I knew, started learning, I knew, once I stop, it's just not the same. I started with a bread, 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, 1:45, I had a festive million stand in my mouth, I was thirsty. Go out, it's a quarter to two ready, I learned ready for an hour and a half or so. No, I'm going to stop, I know it's going to be, no, let me push for another 10 minutes, another 15 minutes. I did it, got till 2 o'clock, another 10 minutes, another thing, until I said, till 3 o'clock. Rebbeinu Shalom, I can't. I need till 3 o'clock. Rabbi said, and I'm so thirsty, and I'm pushing. 3 minutes to 3, 2 minutes to 3, and my mouth is parched. A minute to 3, and I'm ready to go out. As I'm ready to go out, a bracha just comes by. A 14-year-old kid, Harav, I'm telling you, Rabbi Isai, you don't know what it means to get a hug and a kiss from the Rebbeinu Shalom. You have no musik, the hargasha, to be embraced and hugged and kissed. Rabbi Isai, you're going to be sitting here tonight, Rabbi Isai. You could get so many hugs and so many kisses from the Rebbeinu Shalom. There's going to be drives. Push it off for a minute. Push it off for 2 minutes. Push it off for 3 minutes. Rabbi Isai, that's Amelus. That's Yigiyah. That's Yisurin. Torah is only nikne be Yisurin. Our Shalish Matanis Taivas HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Klal Yisrael, and all of them are nitnoi the Yisurin. Torah, Eretz Yisrael, and Olam Haba. Tonight, Rabbi Isai, you can get them all. Torah, Olam Haba, Mashiach. with a little bit of Yisurin, with a little bit Yigiyah. Just push yourself that extra minute, 1 minute, not more. A minute, another minute, 1 minute. And let's just chaz it over one more time. Let's say it out loud. Let's say it out loud. Let's just chaz it over one time. What the Chazon Ish writes, a Yigiyah in the beginning of the Igros Chazon Ish, the Yigiyah of chazing over, just going through the Shak of the Taya. What was the Gemara's Kasha? What was the Gemara's Teretz? What was the Gemara's Raya? What was Taisa's Havmin? What's Taisa's Teretz? Just speaking it out. That's Amelus. That's Yigiyah. That's Yisurin. Rabbi Isai, just not being anywhere else is your ticket to Gan Eden. And your ticket to Neitzach Netzachim, to be Kaineh, Torah be Yisurin, to be Kaineh L'Mahava be Yisurin. That's staying in the Beis Medrash and spending the night learning Torah. Ashreichem, Matov Chelkeichem, Ahoy Ashreino, Matov Chelkeichem, Matov Chelkeichem. Ashreinu, Matoi Chelkeinu, Matoi Chelkeinu. Ashreinu, Matoi Chelkeinu.